here. Sounds really over me. Your heart and your then hear that pump. When I thought the but that's how I work. Together. To make that notice that chooser and phase. Now the way to fake this, if you're interested, is to put a delay on one plugin. So you can either send it to a delay, insert a delay on the track. In this case, since you duplicated the audio, better to just double track it. I think we've got that understanding. You can double track it, it'll sound far cooler. This is a track though where it's kind of needs to be really precise, so double tracking might be a little tough. In this case, what you can do is it's called the Haas effect, Haas. Yeah, it's not the Haas, it's the Haas, which simulates stereo from mono. So in this case, I just move these plugins down, put this one delay plug on here. Notice the mix is 100%, so I'm going to hear this track, whatever delay time I set later, not a mix of the delay, all just the delay. And generally, Haas effects is between somewhere in 25 and 45 milliseconds. It generally hovers around 30 milliseconds. So what will happen is the one track will play, and 30 milliseconds later, the other track will play. Now, what you get is that sounds stereo, right? Now, one of the things you got to be careful, if I make these both mono, hear that chorusing effect? That's part of that delay, and I'm modulating it a little bit to make sure that it's getting moving in and out, and it's not just static, because if it's static, it'll sound like comb filtering. So I'm moving that. Basically, this delay is shifting underneath there, the modulation. So nothing heavy. And then what I would do is take that low-pass filter and back that down a little bit. So this track will sound a little darker instead of the... And some of that chorusing effect is going to be up in that high end, so that takes care of that a little bit. Feedback at 0, so rate very, very slow. You can see if I make that... You won't hear anything because it's just the one track. You only hear the modulation when it's in conjunction with the original. You can hear that, right? But if I turn this up, notice the effect goes away because it's only when it's balanced against something that's not moving. My timer's going off. So the mix is at 100%. The modulation you'll hear against the other track. So it's a matter of finding... Notice that as I move this delay time, the two signals will get louder and quieter. That's phase. That's a little louder there. So I'm going to balance this down. I don't want a lot of modulation, just a little bit. And then sounds like nice double tracking.
Know that I'm not much for agony.
And then you
You're
can
a
lessen
10
that
and a
amount.
half, I know.
Or you could bring that panning in and lessen the effect. There's no...
I took you to meet my friends down south so you could...
A couple different ways that you can fake that double tracking. You got to do something to the other one. You can't just take a track, duplicate it, and pan them left and right in stereo. We know that that's a fallacy. So you've got to do something. You can pitch shift it. You could also, and then delay it. And if you pitch shift it a little bit, you get a similar sort of effect as the modulation. So great job.